Welcome to the Business Shop Podcast, where our guests speak on meeting the challenges of entrepreneurship, as well as offer tips and advice on business, marketing, technology, and more. Whether you are a newbie or a seasoned professional, this episode is for you. I am your host, Audrey Wiggins. Let's chop it up. Before we get started, quick shout out to Perry Mason, my cousin, for the new music. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Find his music on Apple Music as well as Spotify. That's PerryMason. Perry Mason. Thanks, Trace. Love the new music. Hello, Chop Squad. Audrey Wiggins here, your host. I'm excited as usual to be with you and bring you one amazing guest, Kofi Maafo. And he is a partner, a co-owner with Bloom Bar, and it's located in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as over in Accra, Ghana. So we're excited to learn about their journey as restaurateurs, business owners, and entrepreneurs in a very exciting space, entertainment and activities. A little bit of background about Bloom Bar and our partners here. So it was a vision by lifelong friends, as I just kind of alluded to, Keith Edam, as well as Kofi Maafo. There was just a way really to bring the love and elevated hospitality to their home and create a must-visit open-air bar experience for Canadians and tourists alike. And by creating career opportunities in hospitality and providing unpretentious five-star service for everyone, Bloom Bar has become a model for new venues, elevating the nightlife and hospitality industries across West Africa and beyond. And since its founding in 2017, Bloom Bar has been the preeminent nightlife destination in Ghana's capital, Accra, renowned across the continent for its signature down-to-earth ambiance, carefully curated cocktails, expert mixologists, and intimate vibes. So I'm excited to have him here today. We're going to talk more with Kofi on the other side of this message.
Knock out your competition with Altogether Marketing. We elevate your brand. Take a stance with your business name, logo, the tagline, your colors, even the fonts for your business. And then jab left with your website, jab right with core values. Back up with product experience and bring it on with you. Visit altogether.biz and let us help you create a knockout brand.
Kofi, welcome to the Business Chop.
Thank you, Audrey. Thanks for having me on your platform.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm excited to have you here today and learn more about what's behind this Bloom Bar and hospitality. But don't get an opportunity a lot to talk with restaurateurs and people in the hospitality industry. So this is going to be very exciting for me as well as our audience. So if you can, just share more of the story behind the founding of Bloom Bar and, what was the inspiration there?
Bloom Bar, founded in 2017, was something that came up, I would say, from our serial entrepreneurship endeavors. And I say this because at the time, I had tried in different industries to try and make a living. And in as much as I had always had the passion for hospitality, I didn't believe that I could have done it in 2017 because we were thinking we needed a lot of funding to get it done, to be honest. And it just came in when everything kind of came to a standstill in our lives, and it kind of happened simultaneously. Adam was living in New York then, and I was in Accra, Ghana. And when things came in at a standstill for him and for me, you kind of want to fall as an entrepreneur. You fall on the passion or things comes to you naturally to try and make a living from. So we started our research as far back as 2016, and we had always put everything we wanted to do on the back burner. But in 2017, when everything came to a standstill, we felt like, you know what, we've been doing the research. This is where we are now in our lives. We see the opportunity. Let's go for this. Let's make it happen. And it started off as a cocktail bar, to be honest. 60 capacity space on a rooftop. Oh. And we hit the nail so much on the head that after 2 weeks of operations, we were just the place everyone wanted to be. From the first week of opening, it got bigger and bigger and bigger until we couldn't even take the crowd anymore in the location that we first started.
That's crazy. That's like right off the roof almost. You're barely.
It was amazing. We didn't see this
Paint
coming.
was still wet. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, we didn't see it coming, to be honest, to the point where the building we're located in was it was like a hotel apartment building. We were located on their rooftop, and they had to shut us down because it was just too much for their building.
Wow.
Yeah, tenants were complaining, and they shut us down on the 1st of January 2018. So that was my New Year's gift from them. And when they shut us down, it took us about 3 months to find a new location. And this new location, I remember before we would go there, everyone would tell us, it's not going to work if it's not a rooftop. It's not going to work because what you guys brought into the city was beautiful. That rooftop vibe, the scenery is what will work. But we believed in the product. We believed in what we were selling. We believe that we have identified an audience that are looking for something that is non-pretentious, that gives value for money. So we went for this space, and that took us into a space that had a capacity of about 1,500 seated comfortably. So it took us to the next location, and it took off from there. It never came back down, and it was beautiful seeing the growth of Bloom Bar, seeing the impacts that it made in the society and also in the lives of all the people we employed and even people who encountered our service. It was amazing.
Wow. So what do you think that success was, going back to the rooftop for a quick second, and, coming into, the physical enclosed space? What do you think it was that first week when people just went up to that rooftop? What was it that really made that connection, that made people, really crowded out like that?
Okay, so first things first is in the research that we did, we identified a number of things that venues that were already opened were not doing. Number one, most places in Ghana at the time were either very high end or very low end. There was nothing for the middle class.
Okay.
And at the time, the economy was really good. The middle class population was growing. Income was good. And majority of these guys wanted to be affiliated with high end, but were not having that opportunity because the high end was too expensive or too crowded to get in. So you have this whole population just lagging, moving in between low end, high end, and high end. And what we did was to create a space for the middle class, because you will come in there, everything there was high end, but the drinks were affordable.
Okay.
It was affordable. So you feel like, oh, my money is good here and the space is beautiful. And at the time, that was the rise of social media in Ghana. So the word got around easily through Twitter. So a lot of people started posting their experience over there. And a lot of people, obviously within the same circles, started to trickle in. And this was around December 2017, when everybody's already looking for a place to have fun. And I don't know if you've heard about December in Ghana, but December in Ghana is the time that everyone kind of wants to just let loose. They've gone through the whole year and it's just time to party. It's our biggest tourism time of the year. We have a lot of visits. Yeah, we have a lot of visits from Europe and from the Americas. Everybody comes in because that's the time you want to be in Ghana. That's the time hospitality is popping. That's the time that hospitality in Ghana is just something else. So you have all these people in town and everybody was just coming there because the drinks were affordable. The place was beautiful. It's something to post and share with friends. And then it started that whole trend of sharing your experience outside. So that is how people connected to the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And also mentioning in your background here, the cultural elements of including that into the experience.
Yeah.
So we're coming from the States or Europe or wherever, and we're coming to Ghana. We're getting that experience.
The music just did it for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Music did it for them. And we did not play with the service because everyone going into a space had a perception that service in Ghana is quite poor. You're going to order a drink. It's not going to come anytime soon. And these are the things that we made the effort to iron out just to make you feel like your money is good here. And everybody wants to be in a space where their money is good.
Oh, yes.
Yes. One thing that we also did that really won was a lot of high-end spaces in the day would make you buy out a seat before you can sit down. So they tell you as a minimum spend of $250 to sit in this section or that section.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Bloomberg broke away from sections. We don't believe in VIPs. We believe that everyone is a VIP. Provided that you are coming in here to spend money, your money is good here. So we will make you feel like a VIP. So these things sound quite minute, but it was a big deal for a lot of people, knowing that, hey, my money is good there. I don't have to go and pay a minimum amount to be in a section. I could go in there and whatever I could spend, they make me feel really good. So why not go to Bloom? These were some of the things that we did.
Yes, absolutely. Now, can you describe some of your signature drinks or dishes there at Bloom Bar?
At the time, we launched the first fishbowl cocktail in Ghana, and we had about 3 fish bowls on the menu. The fish bowls were, I think, about I would say in liters, it was like about 1.5 liter of it's a very huge fish bowl, and it brought about the whole shared experience of having long straws in these cocktails. And we made one particular one from local drinks, which is a local gin. It had some pineapple in there, and a couple of other local bitters were in there. And it was amazing for a lot of people because this was the first time a lot of people were seeing even drinks that were decorated so much with dry ice. It was new to the industry, and it was just very beautiful to capture on your phone back in the day. So these things really caught on for a lot of people, especially the younger generation back in the day.
Wow. So you mentioned like local bitters and things. So what are there any other like special ingredients or cultural elements that you prioritize in your culinary approach?
It was just mainly that particular drink, but all the food was what we did was we elevated our street food, and then we were selling that street food in our space. So a lot of people who would crave to go outside and have something from the street, but due to certain hygiene reasons, don't want to do it. We elevated it and presented to them in our space. And these are things that you crave for all the time because we grew around these things. So they could have like the fried yam, they could have like the fried turkey, they could have like the kebab, suya kebab. All of these things are street food, but we found a way to beautify these things, make it very clean and presentable, and we were having these things as the cuisine within our space.
Can you share a key learning or insight that has shaped your approach to entrepreneurship in the nightlife and hospitality industry?
That's a very deep question because the way hospitality is, once you have passion for it, you learn every day with a different experience. Because that this question can be answered in what has shaped me when it comes to even like recruiting staff, what has shaped me with regards to how we manage funds, what has shaped me with regards to how we run the operations. It's been a lot of different experiences that I have learned, but the one that has stood out the most for me is I am not stuck in my ways, and I'm always willing to learn. And this is because having the opportunity to go to an Ivy League, I studied at Cornell.
Okay.
What I studied in school for hospitality has changed my entire outlook for the business of hospitality. The entire school program has changed my life because now I look at my business and I believe I'm restaurant smart as well as corporate smart. So I'm approaching my business differently. I'm thinking I look at different dimensions now when I'm making a particular decision, that how does this affect us on the restaurant level so it doesn't stifle creativity, but at the same time, how do we save money on the corporate level? Okay, so I would say the part that changed my life the most is going into that Cornell program and how I'm impacting the knowledge there back into my business for future purposes.
Yeah, that's powerful right there. It's because it is a business. It's not just, from my vantage point of being a patron. The fun side is nightlife, bright lights, like I said, fancy cocktails and good food. There's a business, there's a structure
Yeah.
behind what makes that run and allows me to come into your location and and have a good time. So where are the locations now that so people, whether we're traveling or wherever, how can we get to a Bloom Bar? And you can give a show on your website too.
Right now, we are located in Atlanta, Buckhead, to be specific.
Okay.
We are not hard to find. We are, if I could put an address up, it's 3195 Roswell. We are very close to the Buckhead Theater. We are like 30 seconds walk from the Buckhead Theater, about a minute walk from Buckhead Village. So, yeah.
Okay. And this is an international show, so I'm not just located in the US. So okay.
But if anyone would find us in Ghana, we are located in Accra, but we'll be open in December for a big show and beautiful experiences once again. So that is where we are. We are both located in Accra and Atlanta, Georgia, United States.
Awesome. What is your website, Kofi?
You can get us on bloombarglobal.com.
Awesome.
You'll find us on Instagram at Bloom Bar Atlanta.
Bloom Bar Atlanta. Okay, awesome.
What will your business look like on January 1st, 2025? Join us for 60 Days to Success. It's the Elevating You Entrepreneur Business Summit, November 2nd, 2024. Visit bit.ly/elevatingyou fourth quarter 2024. That's bit.ly/elevatingyou, the letter U, the number 4, TH quarter 2024.
So what advice do you have for those of us who are in the hospitality industry or considering it?
I would say with my lessons in the United States and with what I have experienced going to a lot of beautiful spaces, I would love to say one advice is, let's not be afraid to pay for professionals to help us in our field of work. Because I've in studying the hospitality space in New York and even in Atlanta, to be specific, I've realized that a lot of Black-owned spaces are not bringing in professionals to help us structure or even bring the science to our build-outs in our spaces. We tend to want to do things ourselves. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we lose out the essence of putting proper systems and structures in place. So it never gives our space the right competition, the fundamentals to be competitive in the right spaces. Okay, so I learned that being here, and I would say, hey, all the people trying to get into the space, the professionals are out there for your build out when it comes to decor, for your build outs when it comes to setup. Bring the professionals on board. Let them give you the science to doing things and how it's done to make your operations efficient. Bring the professionals on board to help you with your menu so it is structured well. So when anyone walks in there, it is so well done, it caters to your audience or any audience you might not have thought of. Because if you're doing things on your own, you are often very biased, thinking that, hey, I think this is what the system needs. But no, when you bring in the professionals, they have the data to help you build your business and bring it to that top level. So let's just get used to bringing in professionals. It might sound expensive, but it goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking, in the back of my mind that people were, afraid to spend that money, but that what you said is so important, because we may bring a certain desire and a certain skill set, but there's 5 skill sets or whatever, I'm just making that up, that goes into producing the outcome that you're looking for. And you're right, we do have, if it takes longer to open, so be it. But so when you do open, it's not just a big splash and then, you're closing, less than a year later.
I hope that my advice is what people would take, because it's something that I've experienced. It's something that I've witnessed. Even having our space, a lot of people walk in here and often do not even believe it's owned by Black people, because of our knowledge of what we are doing, our knowledge of the products we want to sell, and how invested we are in the kind of direction we're going with this. So it's something that I've witnessed, and I've seen that if we position ourselves well, we can build brands that are very competitive with the hospitality scene on what's up here in America. So
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So that is awesome advice. Really appreciate it, Coffee, and your time here today. Thanks for
Thank,
chopping with me. And
thank you.
yes, you're absolutely welcome. So Chop Squad, you again, you have your marching orders from Coffee here. So definitely if you're in that space or considering hospitality, nightlife, make sure you have the right foundation set up.
Thank you for listening to The Business Shop. We hope that you were able to glean valuable information from our guests and that you will download and share this podcast. Your rating and review is much appreciated. To go deeper with our guests, please visit their website and social channels. To learn more about us, please visit businessshop.info or altogether.biz, where we will help you expand your brand.